This video is part two of one that I've done before, which is about spindle texturing. Here I'm just going to play about with the Sorby full size and the Crown Mini texturing wheel on a bowl blank, which is I think a piece of ash side grain. So here I've got the Crown Mini medium sized wheel, about 45 degrees and a short distance away from the centre. Creates a little nebula type spiral. Nice firm push each time, and you sort of swing it in to the workpiece so that you are in contact with that corner between the bevel and the cog teeth. So alter the angle of the cut one way and then the other way, and that will reverse the spiral or make it more extreme or more relaxed. Each time I'm plunging in, you leave it in the wood for 4 or 5 seconds, and those cuts were mostly with it stationary. So you can also gently move the tool as you cut in and out, and that will create a different type of spiral. You can just push the corner of the cog in between each of those little areas to create a defining pattern. Sort of like a regular speckled line. You can do that, or you can use a point tool and you can highlight the individual textures accordingly. And then a straight plunge with the face of the cog will create sort of little mini striations. So I'm now going to use the middle wheel of the larger system from the Sorby. I've left the rest on, I just turned it upside down so it's out of the way. You don't need that for this. So similar movements with this tool, see what happens. The larger wheel requires more of an effort to push in, and it sort of made a sort of sweeping type texture on this. Quite pleasant. I've turned all that off, but as you can see from the blank, the ash is probably not the best wood. It's not close grained enough to hold the texture consistently. But for experiment purposes, it's fine. So I've turned it off and I'm doing it again with the wheel, again at about 45 degrees to get that sort of Isle of Man type look. You should be able to get a little flower type texture if you hold the thing at exactly the right position. I'm not always that good at doing it, so I'll carry on and see what different shapes we can get at different angles each time with that wheel. The previous cuts have seen the wheel fairly stationary, and now I'm just going to drag it across and open the angle up as I go across the face of the wood to create this sort of open spiral. It's a bit wobbly, which is down to my hand control, I think. So I've turned it all off again, and I'm trying to create that little sort of flower effect in the middle by holding it stationary, a little bit of a distance away from the centre. Still need more practice, still not consistently able to get that. Probably holding it over at too much of an angle. So just carry on, creating some different patterns and adjusting the angle of the tool each time. Well, quite a pleasant effect. Not exactly got the flower thing in the middle. It's still more sort of Isle of Man, three-legged vortex. But maybe one more go. So trying again with the cog a few millimetres away from the centre and plunge in. Not quite the flower effect again. So I'm going to go around the outside and try to convert the three-legged spiral into something a bit flower-like. Have I succeeded? Not sure. Definitely not up to Mr. Nick Agar's standards. Anyway, carry on. Same as before, different spiral positionings to create some sort of additional pattern. Well, that's quite pleasant, a bit difficult to see, so I'm just going to apply some Sharpie felt pen coloration just to highlight it and make it a bit easier to see. And then a bit of black just to accent some of the areas. Well, not unsuccessful for an experiment. Almost getting that little flower-like thing in the centre, but note to self, much more practice needed.